Hey, you guys. Come on in, come on in, come on in. Let me make a quick call. Guys, hello, hello, hello. This doctor is a busy man. I tell you, I'm so thankful that he put some time out. Shoot. To jump on with us tonight. He had another scheduled training he was doing tonight, but he said no, they need to hear about this. So here we are. My name is Rochelle. I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana, and we're going to be getting started shortly. Hope you've had a great day. This part I don't like, though. Okay. All right. We're going to give this a few minutes, give you guys a chance to jump on. Yes, yes, yes. 8:01, so we still got, uh-oh. Darn it. This young man has a bio that's crazy. All right. Hope you guys had a great weekend. It came and went so quickly to me. Right? Days aren't really much different for me, but it went very quickly. All right, slow connection. I don't know why it's saying that, but we'll be starting just a second. Giving you guys a chance to on here. Hey, Anita. Hey, darling. We'll be getting started. I'm going to be bringing the doctor on shortly. Glad you was able to jump on. We're going to be talking about estrogen dominance. When I heard that, I said, interesting topic. It says Women's Month, and I said I was hoping to pick some for women, but this is for men and women. So we're going to be talking about explaining what it is, why it's so imperative that we make sure that we are lined up correctly with our estrogen and things like that. So let me try to see. Doctors are busy people, I tell you. Give me one second. Waiting on him to try to come on. Hey, you guys. All right, we're just waiting on the doctor to come on in so we could talk about estrogen dominance and why it's so imperative for you, for people you know, for people you care about. And this is men and women. I learned a little bit, but I want him to, he's the expert, and we want him to tell us about this. Hello, Ms. Landry. Good evening to you as well, young lady. Good evening to everyone. As you come on in, just come on in, come on in, come on in. We'll be starting shortly. So, just come on in. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Like I said, it's gone so quickly. It's like I blinked and it was Monday again. Literally. So, I know he had he was doing a training as well, but he said he would make sure he got off in time to come and do this because he said that's what he wanted to bring to the people. So that's why we are here, to make sure that that happens. Hey, Leslie. Hey, darling, welcome, welcome, welcome on Talk to Rochelle on Monday nights. Good to have you all on tonight. And as people chime in, hey, Dwayne, how are you, darling? I am great. Thanks for asking. I hope you're doing well as well. I hope you're doing well as well. So, okay, where you at, Dr. Prince? Okay. Miss Davis, were you on the training that he had earlier? Or were you on that training? You can text that to me, because I know he was the main speaker over there too, but I'm trying to reach you. Okay. Well, maybe we'll have to talk after this sometime or another. Okay. Okay. All right, let me just go ahead and try to reach him. I hope he's not having... No, we're not going to have any trouble getting on. We've been very good the last couple of weeks. All has been well, and it's going to be well tonight as well. Give me 1 second. Hope you remember we're not on the same time. He has to. Okay. Okay. I'm sitting here thinking, I hope he remember we're on a different time zone as him. We didn't discuss that part though. So I hope he knows that we're not on the same time frame. Because that means he wouldn't jump on here for an hour later because they're from Chicago. All right, guys. I'm just letting you guys go ahead and jump on. Well, I don't know. I'm looking so forward to doing this interview. What time is it? It is 8:08. All right. And well, again, this is about estrogen dominance. I'm gonna give him a few more minutes to try to get on here. I want to be very cognizant of your time too. So, because I'm not the expert in that. I did learn a few things while I knew we were going to research this topic, but I don't want to say too much because if that's I want him to bring it out. And so, you comment. Okay, that'd be great. Thank you. Thank you. She's going to see if he's on this other training. And I hope he didn't get our time zones mixed up. I hope he didn't get our time and our time just changed. I guess everybody's time changed. I think theirs changed as well in Chicago. So, hey, so we're definitely going to, I don't like starting late, 10 minutes after. So she's she's checking now to see if he's still on a training he had today. So I'm hoping that he's trying to get on, but I don't see him logged in yet. So, and if he made a mistake and got the time zones mixed up, then shoot. I'm going to be very disappointed because I had all you guys ready to jump on and I was ready to hear this training. Oh my goodness. So just give me a couple more minutes. I'll see what she says because I definitely wanted you guys to hear this information. And I think about it, probably a lot of them on there too. Okay. Jump on. So, well, you know what our main thing is about our health. That's the thing that why we are so passionate about bringing you information. Very, very passionate about bringing you information. Why? Because we have we have this one body, and the things that they're predicting, you guys, is so off the freaking chart. It is not even funny. They said that we will be the first generation. If we don't change some things, they're finding children with streaks. Fatty streaks. Let me say it again. Fatty streaks in their they're saying 10-year-old with fatty streaks in their arteries. 10 years old. They said if we don't change some things, if we don't, we will be the first generation to be burying our children. They're predicting colon cancer from the age of 20 to 49, there's going to be over 700,000. They're predicting by 2030. 700,000. The leader in death right now, they're saying it is going to be not cancer, not cancer, not diabetes, not even strokes. They're saying it's heart disease. Heart disease. So, I'm going to do something right quick. I don't know. I'm watching. Hello, everybody. Thanks for hopping on. I was waiting on the doctor, but I'm starting to think he may have gotten these time zones mixed up. But I see a couple of other doctors that's on tonight. Not that I really want to put anybody else on the spot. I'm waiting for somebody to come back and tell me, because I know he was on a training here, and I'm hoping he didn't. Like I said, he's in Chicago or somewhere in the in that area. Maybe not Chicago, but Illinois, and somewhere in Illinois. And yes, I'm ready. Okay, he's ready, guys. All right, so let me try to bring him on. No, just go to my Facebook page. Sorry, guys. Let me call him. So he's got to go to my Facebook page so you can. Okay, all you guys want to invite him. So just hold on 1 second. 1 second. We're on our way there. We'll talk a little later, Dwayne, okay? All right, so, all right. All right, let me see if I can see Dr. Prince. This is Dr. Prince. When I tell you, I'm going to have you, as he's coming on, I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to go through his whole, I won't go through his whole, dial me in. You got to go to my Facebook page. I'm going to try to, let me see if I can, Eric Prince. All right. I don't know if he's ever done this before. That's why I like hold on 1 second. Let me see. Hold on 1 second. All right, and I'll just have him tell you a little bit about his much better. Thanks for asking. You got to, okay, you got to, are you on my Facebook page? It's a live. It's a live. It's not a Zoom. That's why I said you got to go on my Facebook page. And I sent all that information. Huh? Okay, so don't hang up yet. Just well, you might have to hang up because you're gonna do it on your phone. Just just go to my Facebook page. I'm gonna try to bring you on. So you got to go to my Facebook page and scroll up till you see the live. Okay, do you see me? I'm talking. I have on a black shirt. Okay, so let me see if I can bring you on. Hold on. You might see if I try to go and get invited. Okay, guys, we're coming. We're coming. Got a group of people here. Just trying to, let me see, because we're friends. I already checked that. So now, well, not able to, Dolores. Do you see where you can kind of invite yourself? I'm trying. I don't see. I'm not able to. That's why I like, yeah. All right, he's coming, guys. Eric Prince is watching. I see you there. I see you. That means I see you're watching, and let's see if we can bring you on. That's it. Okay. Okay, are you going to be doing it on the phone? Because I'm going to hang up the phone because you may not be able to do it while you're on the phone. So we'll hang up if you're on your phone doing it. Okay, all right, bye-bye. We'll just keep talking to me here. All right, he's here, guys. He's here. We're just trying to bring him on now. Bring him on camera. I see everybody else to bring on camera. Okay, there we go. He wants to join. There we go. There we go. Let me see right here. Okay. Eric. There we go. Add. Oh, you gotta be kidding. Okay. Eric, we're trying to add you. It says add. I'm inviting you. Okay, you would be one that we can't bring you on. You got. All right, so I'm a. Request. Let me see. All right, so he's here, but we're trying to. Okay, you guys. I know you've already been waiting, but because I cannot, for some reason, I can't bring them on this way. However, hold on. However, let me do it again. Invite to join. I'm trying to get him to join. He said he can't join. I don't know why. Some people can get on easy, and some people cannot. So what I'm going to do, there's another way around it. So I hope you guys just... Okay, so please let me, because you don't want to miss this information. I'm going to come back in, but I'm going to come in through the back. So I'm going to come in through the back. You guys will still be able to maybe just stay here. I wonder if I can do it, and you guys just stay here. I don't know. Let me see. Dr. Prince, I can't bring you in for some reason. I got all these other people I can add, and I bet you they will come on, but for some reason you can't come in. We are friends on Facebook because I checked that earlier. Hold on. I see you watching. I see you here. All right, so you guys, if you can give us, it's a few minutes. I think I'm going to try to do something without you guys logging off. I could bring him in through the back way. So let me do this real quick. Oh my goodness gracious. That's why. Dr. Prince, for some reason I can't. Can you? I hope you can hear me, Dr. Prince. I can't connect you. I see you, and I see you trying to add, but it's saying there's some kind of technical issue that we can't bring you on. And why is that? And I see you keep trying to get on here. I see you keep trying to get on. Let me see something. Hold on 1 second. Oh, let me get on the computer one quick minute, you guys. Give me a second. Shoot. Oh boy. Don't go nowhere yet, guys. Just hold on because you definitely want to hear this. Just sometimes when technology don't work, be a pain in the hiney. All right. Let me see something. I see you keep trying to join the broadcast. I know he wants to join. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I think it's working. Hold on. Did somebody pray? I see you. Oh, I think we got you. I don't see you. There you are. Can you hear me? Oh my God.
Yes, I can hear you.
You had me sweating bullets over here.
Well,
Oh
sorry
my
about that.
goodness. Oh my goodness. All right. So we can see you. Are you in the car? Are you driving?
Yes, I'm constantly working. I wish I could be still right now, but can you
I
hear
can
me?
hear you. Yeah.
Oh, you
Let me
can?
see if
Okay, that's great.
let me
Well, as
see if
long
we
as
can
you
turn.
do it for
Can you
me,
turn your volume up a little bit louder? I'm gonna turn. Mine is all the way up.
let me make sure. I think we got can you
I can hear you
how well how high
better. I can hear you
you
better.
can hear me
Okay.
better now?
I can hear you better now. So I hope you guys are. Thanks for holding on, you guys. Oh my gosh, that was crazy. Okay, now I can let me breathe. So, guys, I don't want to waste any. I don't want to waste. I don't want to hold you any longer. But I want to introduce you to this young man. This is Dr. Eric Prince. He is our naturopath. He's a founder of Opulent Health and Wellness. He's done so much. He runs with college college athletes at 53 or 54, and actually, I don't know if I know if he don't win. Do you win most of those? You've been winning or coming
Uh,
close to
I,
it.
I win my fair share.
He win his fair share.
But
I mean,
but I
these are
but I,
athletes. He's 53 or 54, Dr. Prince. Which one?
I'm 54 years young.
54 years young. And so, but he has a huge bio, but it would take too long to read all that. So I'm going to give us
Long
a little
bio.
introduction of yourself, Dr. Prince, and then we're going to get right into it because for the sake of time. Can you give us a little intro of yourself, a little bit,
Yeah.
if you would?
Well,
So happy you're here. Yes.
and I do apologize to you guys for not having all the lighting that I need and being stable, but I just came from a client's house who's dealing with pancreatic cancer,
Okay.
and so I had to give him a little bit of extra attention and some extra instructions because pancreatic cancer moves fast. So if you don't jump on it, if you don't address it rapidly,
Can
the
your
person will
volume is still low, Dr. Prince. Is there any way we
still.
can, let me see,
Yeah,
make
yeah.
sure I'm not connected to anything as well.
Okay, hold on. Let me see.
Yeah.
Give me, give me a second.
Now you
Let me
just went
see.
up. Whatever you just did, you went up. Say something now. Now we don't hear you at all. Oh, shoot. You look like you're frozen. Oh, don't be frozen. Yeah, he bounces around. He tries to help a lot of people with all these major issues. Oh, no. There we go. You just came back. Now we can't hear you at all. We can't hear you at all. Are you muted?
Oh, yeah, that's what it was.
Okay.
Can you hear me
Now,
now?
now we can hear you. Okay, yeah, you were
Okay.
frozen there for a second too. Okay, so go ahead
Right.
and just give us a little bio on yourself, then we'll get right into estrogen dominance. Okay.
So I'm a naturopath, which is a holistic doctor. And one of our modalities, of course, is addressing the root cause of any condition. We deal with the whole body, not just part of the body. We don't deal with the symptoms, because once you address the root cause, all the signs and symptoms go away. We know we deal a lot with energy, and we deal a lot with emotions and how you think. I mean, because believe it or not, all this plays a role in balance in the body. So I do run track and field. I've been competing since, well, I started in high school, went to college, ran at University of Illinois. After college, I stopped for about 18 years. And when I stopped, of course, I got into bodybuilding, but I was still a meat eater. It wasn't until I left in 2004 to go over to Israel, where I spent a few weeks with the Black community and everyone was vegan. So it made sense because everyone was healthy. Everyone was vibrant, the children all the way up to the elders.
Right.
That was the vision that was given me to bring back to America, to make America great, right? Make us healthy. And so I've been vegan since 2004. I left a meat eater and I came back a vegan.
Okay.
So after that, it was pretty much downhill. And then, of course, I started studying naturopathy.
Okay.
And then as I started studying in 2010 is when I finally started my first company, Optimum Health and Wellness. And so from then, that's where we are now, where we're helping people to reverse these conditions, these health conditions, these degenerative diseases, without the use of medication, without the use of surgery, all the things that the medical industry does on a regular basis. It was the only system, unfortunately, that we were given. So therefore, because we were given that system, we have to deal with their protocols. We have to deal with their modalities. And unfortunately, those modalities are causing us to experience premature death. A lot of people don't know that the first leading cause of death in America is heart disease. The second is cancer. But the third one got away from us, which is medical error and medical treatment. That means that the system has failed. That doesn't mean it is failing. It has failed us. So if we don't take a more holistic approach to addressing our conditions, then we're just going to spend the rest of our life suffering on more poison that's being fed to us by the medical industry.
Okay, so unfortunately, I've heard that too. As far as the third leading killer was medical error. But so I know you've done a lot, you've seen a lot, and experienced a lot, and you've helped a lot of people. So tonight we were going to talk a little bit about. Thank you for your interview. I mean, he has a big one, guys, so that's just part of it. But tonight we were going to talk a little bit about estrogen dominance. So can you tell us what is estrogen dominance?
Well, in a nutshell, estrogen dominance is pretty much a body tissue dominated by the hormone estrogen. Now, we all know that estrogen, of course, is more dominant in females,
right,
and less in males, whereas testosterone is more dominant in males and less in females. So there's a balance. But the testosterone in males is what makes us so manly. But the estrogen in women, it makes women, so womanly. But the problem is that when there's too much estrogen in the system, then it starts to cause a lot of problems. And that estrogen, as a lot of women may know, that estrogen is actually leading to the formation of fibroids in the uterus. And that's become a main problem. And the only resolution that the hospital gives you is they want to either do surgery or some type of hormone therapy to try to reduce it. But unfortunately, what we're seeing the fibroid get larger and larger, sometimes to the size of a grapefruit. At that point, surgery almost becomes the only resolution, because now you're dealing with a lot of pain, you're dealing with a lot of bleeding. And here's the problem: when you reach that point, And this may be intentional. When you reach that point, one of their main resolutions is, hey, let's just take your uterus out. Let's just do the hysterectomy.
Mm.
Now, there may be some women on here that may have hysterectomy, so there's no judgment here at all. But here's the thing: if there's a more holistic, natural way to address that issue, shrink the fibroids, and restore balance back to your uterus, then that would make more sense, because the fibroid is not your enemy. Believe it or not, the fibroid is no different than a cancer tumor. It's an encapsulation. And why is it encapsulating? Because that's toxic, that's waste that if it got into the circulation would cause even more problems. So for the sake of preserving life and preventing more harm and damage to the body, it encapsulated, and guess what? It puts it in a place where it'll buy you some time through its growth. Now, the only place where you can grow something like that to the size of a grapefruit without there being major issues is the uterus area, because you can produce up to a 9-pound, 10-pound baby in that particular area, which means that there's space for the fibroid to grow. Now, the reason it's growing is because at some point, if you never resolve the underlying issue, if you never identify what's causing it, then it just keeps on growing and growing and growing. Well, one of the things I wanted to go ahead.
Well, you made a good point. I was just going to say, you were saying that because I know quite a few people. I had that issue at one time and had it for 13 years before I decided to do anything about it, because I didn't want hysterectomy. And but it takes a toll when you do that. But you said that there are natural ways that's possible we can do it versus doing that. Can you explain what are those natural ways that we can do, how we can eliminate something like that?
Well, one of the ways, of course, is to cleanse and detoxify the human body. See, the problem is this: the underlying common denominator is that most women are dealing with a fatty liver. A fatty liver that goes from mild to moderate to severe. When you have a severe fatty liver, what you have is a filter that cannot effectively break down estrogen. And estrogen goes through a 2-part process in order to be broken down in your liver. So if the liver is clogged, which is what we're able to see on the bioscan, which is how I've been able to help women to reverse the growth of the fibroids and shrink the fibroids without any surgery or operations. But when that liver is clogged, you can't break down the estrogen, then the body has to find another way to keep that estrogen from getting into your circulation. So it creates a fibroid and encapsulate it.
Okay.
And that makes sense, because that's something you want to happen. It's just that you don't want it happening and not understanding why it's happening. Because if it happens, but yet you don't understand why it's happening, then now you have a fibroid that's growing over time. And the purpose of the fibroid is for you to identify what's causing it, address that issue, and then eradicate it. When you do that, guess what? The fibroid is no longer needed and it's no longer necessary. Then now it just starts to shrink, just like a cancer tumor. Cancer, and I know we're not talking about cancer right now, but I just want you to know that cancer is not a disease. Cancer is a healing mechanism put in place by nature, or you can say by God, in order to preserve life. We were taught that cancer is a life-threatening diagnosis, and it's not. Cancer is not a life-threatening diagnosis. Cancer buys you just as much time as a fibroid tumor buys you as much time. See, by not really understanding how the body works, we tend to do the wrong thing for the right reasons. So if you do the wrong thing for the right reasons, you're going to cause harm to the human body. Case in point, I was a paramedic in the 90s, so I was answering the 911 calls. What that meant is that 911, those were emergencies. So, but then when I'm just driving down the street and then I see a car crash, I got to become a first responder. The reason I respond and don't just drive past is because if someone gets out their car and tries to help someone in a car crash, even though for the right reasons they want to save that person, there's a good chance they might wind up harming that person more than anything else. That's why it's important that you understand what you're doing, because if you pull a person out of a car, a wreck, and you don't align their spine properly, you may cause them paralysis for the rest of their life. Even though you're trying to help them, you're actually hurting them. So sometimes it's good to just let the paramedics get on the scene, as long as there's no danger.
Right.
A lot of times you don't have a lot of cars, on fire. If it's on fire, hey,
do
it takes precedent. Get them up out of there. But if it's just a crash, and everything is stable, then you wait till the paramedics get there so they can put a collar around the neck, put them on a backboard, and now they're protecting their spine.
Right.
So that's why it's important to make sure that you do what's right when you need to do it. But it goes back to estrogen dominance. Here's the problem. One, you do have to detox. So you have to clean your body out. And one of the programs we have for that is the flat belly cleanse. The flat belly cleanse helps you to clean and flush your liver, flush your organs, create more vitamins and mineral replenishment in your body, gets rid of the mucus, and it cleans out your vascular system. When you do that, now the body is able to go in and start to break down the fibroid to the point where it just starts reducing it. And that's when you see it shrinking. That's when the pain goes away. That's when the bleeding or the menses is now getting under control. Okay. Everything falls back in place.
You mentioned something. You said that a lot of women have a fatty liver. Now, we knew people that have fatty liver because they're going around drinking something every day or often, and that's what caused the fatty liver. So a lot of women don't drink, or a lot of people don't drink. So how do we get a fatty liver if we're not drinking, Dr. Prince?
Well, you have two types of liver. You have a non-alcoholic fatty liver, and you have an alcoholic fatty liver. So, and you'll be surprised that a lot of the women that had a severe fatty liver were women that didn't drink. So what's causing the fatty liver? Well, it's the sugar, it's the meat, and it's the dairy. It's the sugar, meat, and dairy. It's clogging up our organs. It's the same underlying cause for heart disease, cancer, and diabetes.
So these things that we were told was good for us, meat, we needed meat, we needed milk. You said milk or dairy.
Milk does your body
and
good,
what was
right?
the other one? What was it? You said meat, dairy, and what?
Meat, dairy, and believe it or not, cooked food as well.
Food, mucus and all that.
But the sugar is a big problem. A lot of people have that sugar addiction, and that sugar creates fat, and that fat gets stored in the liver. That's why it's called a fatty liver. So it's really our diet. It's the same diet that our parents gave us.
Yeah.
So it's not the genes that are transferring down. It's the lifestyle that you're living that's activating the genes that runs in the family. You shift the lifestyle, then you and you upregulate the genes, then you shut off the genes and the genetic expression for diabetes. You shut off the expression for heart disease. You shut off the expression for autoimmune disease. You can shut off these expressions, but it's all about changing your lifestyle. What does that mean? That means that you have to start to understand what products out here are you consuming that has excess estrogen in it. Well, there's a term called xenoestrogen. Xenoestrogen means estrogen-like substances. It's called Z-E-N-O estrogen, xenoestrogens. Believe it or not, these xenoestrogens are in everything. They're in your hairspray, they're in your food, they're in your water. I mean, they're in a lot of stuff that we use on a regular basis. Your homework is look up xenoestrogens, because I don't have a list of them and I can't really pull it up right now, but look up xenoestrogens, xenoestrogens, find the list of things that have xenoestrogen and begin to replace those out in your lifestyle. If it's a hairspray, then you need to change that. If it's something you're eating, then you need to start to modify that, because the estrogen is building up. And it doesn't matter whether you're a man or a woman. A lot of men are becoming estrogen dominant as well, because when a man gains weight, the fat tissue in a man causes the testosterone in his body to be turned into estrogen. So excessive fat in the body transforms testosterone, which is the male hormone, to estrogen.
Okay.
So this is the reason why you got men that are developing breasts.
You took the.
That's why you got masculine men that are becoming slowly women. Look at everything that's going on. You're starting to see men that you thought was masculine starting to have feminine ways. So it's not even just about the women and having the fibroids form. That we don't have a uterus. So the question is, where are we going to put the estrogen? Well, it's going to go all over the place. It's going to go into our prostate. It's going to go into our breasts, and it's going to start forming nipples. It's going to go into our liver. And so now we have a problem. It's actually a blessing to be able to develop a fibroid, because that way you can encapsulate it. But if we can't encapsulate it, then that means that we're in trouble. We just now we just have to deal with the effects and the consequences of estrogen dominance. And that's the thing. So knowing what has estrogen in it and what doesn't helps you to avoid that whole condition.
Okay. Well, you said you said a lot right there. So I want to backtrack a little bit. So first you were saying that you were talking about the genes, and you're saying that because if mama or grandmama or great granddaddy, all them, if they had cancer, or if they had diabetes, you're saying to me now, it's what it sounds like, that we don't necessarily have to get what they had, because we are genetically related to them.
Right.
Is that what you were saying? Let me start there first.
Right.
Right. But we're grown up where we've been taught. Chances are, if this runs in your family, you can, because I know that's what they told me. You probably, if you wasn't doing it, what you probably have the diabetes, all these things, and because it's the genetic thing. So you're saying to me, so we have to start now. It sounds like we got to unlearn some things that we've been taught all of our life.
Right.
Unlearning kind of thing. So,
and that's what we got to do. We have, that's the right word. We have to unlearn. We have to unlearn what we've been taught, because everything we've been taught has been the content of our experience on this planet. And if what we've been taught is a lie, then we're living a lie, and we're dying by the lie. God said in the garden, of all the trees you may freely eat, but the tree in the midst of the garden, which is the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you go to another scripture, it says it's the fruit of lies. So you can consume the fruit of lies, and in the day that you eat of that tree, ye shall surely die. And that's what we've been eating. We've been eating the fruit of lies, and the lies is tearing us apart. So when the truth comes along, because of cognitive dissonance, we resist the truth, because we've been so used to the lie. And so there are two science that are on the table now. One, which is the old science, is called genetic determinism. Genetic determinism is what they're teaching in schools right now. They're teaching that you're bound by your genes. And this serves the medical industry very well. But now the new science is called epigenetics. Epi means that the expression of your genes is above or outside of your genetic code. What does that mean? That means that your environment controls the expression of your genes. So what are you doing throughout the family? What are you doing throughout the tradition, throughout the year, that's causing the expression of the gene for diabetes, for heart disease, for cancer? Well, it's the expression that manifests the condition. If you change what you're doing and how you're living and how you're eating, then you shut down the expression of diabetes, cancer, and heart disease, and you activate a higher expression. And in that higher expression is health. So you can't have health and disease at the same time. One is higher, one is lower. So when you upregulate, that means that you're cleaning your body out, detoxifying, cleaning your liver, and you're starting to change your diet. You have to change your diet, and you got to stop eating like your parents. That's what's killing us, because our parents was eating like their parents, so forth and so on.
Continue. Better connect to continuation, because we don't only know what we know, and we continue to follow that. So now you said something else. You said women, well, I'm talking about the estrogen dominance, because that's what I was going to ask you, and you brought it out. So we saying about women and fibroids, but we're saying, I said, because you see men, like you said, with breasts and everything. I was going to ask you, so men can get estrogen dominance as well, and what are more of their side effects? You say it can go, we get encapsulated by the fibroid, but men, they don't have a uterus like you said, so it can be all over. So what are some of the symptoms that men can have, other than the weight gain and the breasts and all that, other things that can, and the same way with women, if it's not just fibroids, what are some of those other symptoms that men can have as far as on the health side?
Well, one of the main ones is pretty much cancer, because estrogen, too much excessive estrogen in the system can lead to the suffocation of tissue and cells, which can lead to cellular mutation. That's one of the main things with men, and of course the shift of gender, because there are some men that are making, sex changes, and they have to take certain hormones in order to make that change. Well, these are masculine men that are eating a certain way, taking in this estrogen. They're not trying to do a gender transformation, but they're inadvertently, unknowingly making this transformation. And it's causing their whole personality, their whole masculinity to shift. And that's one of the main problems here, is that masculinity makes a big difference, because that does lead to cancer conditions where for men, men could get breast cancer as well.
I've heard.
So that's why it's important to cleanse and detox, because there's a whole slew of different symptoms that man will have, as opposed to women. But the point is that what we're eating can be controlled, which means that if you're eating a lot of stuff that has estrogen in it, or xenoestrogens, which is estrogen-like substances, then unless you cleanse and detoxify your body, those hormones are going to build up in your system, and that those hormones also lead to increased weight gain. So obesity becomes one of the main symptoms of estrogen dominance, obesity, and then that leads to everything else. Because when you start becoming obese, you start developing what's called visceral fat. Visceral fat is the fat around your organs. When that starts to happen, then now you're starting to suffocate the organs, because the organs weren't designed to have all that fat around it. So now you're looking at belly fat. So when we talk about flat belly, we're not just talking about something of appearance. We're not talking about the superficial belly. The flat belly represents the removal of visceral fat around the organs, because once the visceral fat around the organs start to decline and reduce, then guess what happens? The belly fat goes away. Now you're looking at a flat belly, not because you worked out hard. You're looking at it because you cleansed and detoxified your body, got the fat from around your organs, and now your belly is going flat because your body knows what's priority. It's not going to go for your looks, it's going to go for your health. Okay.
So you're saying that this visceral, I mean, not just visceral fat, but this, because of the estrogen amount is increasing, we can get more belly fat, which can cause other issues within our body, because we know visceral fat is not the fat that we want surrounding our organs. We know that that can cause other issues within our body. So you're saying that having a cleanse, getting rid of, you're saying that it's not just about appearance, but it's about removing. Some like you're saying, removing waste from the body, right? Removing the waste from the body, and removing that can help not only to remove weight, but to get the body on a healthier state. Is that what I hear you saying?
Yep, you have to pretty much reset the system. If you don't reset the body, then what's going to happen is it's going to continue to accumulate time over time and again. And you're not just dealing with increase of estrogen, you're dealing with now also increase of toxins, an
Mm-hmm.
increase of heavy metals in the body. You're also dealing with vitamin and mineral deficiency. You're also dealing with mucus buildup in the system, which hinders nutrient absorption, which is why you have a lot of people that are overweight, obese, but yet they're malnourished.
Yeah.
See, the
Mm-hmm.
image of malnourished we see
What
is someone skinny and
really
don't have
think?
any meat on their bones, but no, that's not. The people that are most malnourished are the ones that are obese. And the reason they're obese is because the food that we're eating is calorie rich, but nutrient poor.
Mm-hmm.
So we're putting a lot of calories in our body, and the body is like, I don't want calories, I want nutrition.
Yeah.
So therefore, it has to figure out a way to store the calories. So it puts it in fat tissue. So the waste is stored in fat tissue. They call it adipose tissue. So you store
Mm-hmm.
waste in fat tissue, and then you start putting it around the organs. You put it around the hips. You put it in the butt. You put it in the legs. There's only so many places in the body you can put fat. But nonetheless, the body is very efficient at keeping the toxins out of your bloodstream as best as possible. It's never really fully effective, which is why you're still going to have some level of pollution in the bloodstream, which leads to what? Plaque buildup, which leads to heart attacks, which leads to
Mm-hmm.
strokes. So you can't compartmentalize the body. The body is whole. So if there is something going on in one aspect or one area of the body, you have to understand that affects the whole body. So that's why it's important to understand that the liver is one of the primary causes that's allowing the estrogen to become dominant in the body. And so once you start to understand what that list of xenoestrogen is, and then of course, I'm gonna be honest, animal protein carries a lot of hormones, a lot of estrogen in it. So that's one of the main culprits. And that animal protein is not only increasing the estrogen in men and women, but it's also clogging up the vascular system, it's clogging up the renal system, and it's sending people to dialysis. It's causing heart attacks and strokes. So you're dealing with multiple problems, which is why, you can hone in on one particular condition, and then that one condition can take you to all the other conditions because everything's connected, but in the end, what we must know is that all symptoms that we experience are nothing but purification symptoms. That means that the body is trying to purify and correct its own imbalance, but we're taught to immediately go and try to resolve those symptoms, whether it's over-the-counter medication, whether it's prescription drugs, or whether it's surgery. That's what we're taught. So we're in the habit of interfering with the natural process of the body. If you understand the natural process and you assist the body, then a fibroid wouldn't grow that large, because as soon as you know that you have a fibroid, you're like, okay, then I need to clean my liver. Once you clean your liver, within a few weeks, maybe 30, 60 days, the fibroid shrinks. It's gone. It doesn't take long. But if
Wow.
you don't know that you got to clean your liver and you continue doing what caused the fibroid initially,
It's going
then it goes
to
from 3 centimeters to 5 centimeters to 10 to a baseball, then to a grapefruit. And now you're in a place where, hey, this is causing a lot of pain. What do I do, medical doctor? Well, you have to understand, medical doctors are not designed to eradicate your condition, heal, and restore balance to your body, because medicine doesn't restore balance to the body. Medicine is synthetic poison. It's designed to manipulate the body in order to control your signs and symptoms. So if you got a headache, you take an aspirin, headache go away. Did it address the cause of the headache? No, I didn't address the cause of it, but it stopped the headache. High
yeah.
blood pressure. You take a high blood pressure pill. Did it address the root cause of the high blood pressure? No. It just manipulated your biochemistry in order to bring the blood pressure down so that you would be happy with looking at 120 over 80. Well, if it went up, it went up for a reason, and the reason it went up was for the balance and preservation of the organism. So if I'm just manipulating the biochemistry down and I'm not addressing the root cause of it, the intelligence of nature, then I'm going against everything that God put in our body in order to keep us balanced, to restore balance, and to keep us alive. So that's why it's important to know the truth about what's going on in your body, why is it going on, what to do naturally in order to resolve it, because nothing happens by accident. This universe is perfect. We were created perfect. We may not do things in a perfect way, but it doesn't take away from the fact that whatever we do is based upon law. Whatever we do is based upon law, and you cannot get away from universal law. When we were created as plant eaters, not meat eaters. We became meat eaters only after, quote unquote, we were given permission to eat meat. Now, if we go back real quick to the scriptures, after the great flood, according to the Bible, we were able to eat animals then. But before the great flood, we were not eating animals. And when we weren't eating animals, many of you should know that it was accounts in the Bible where people were living 600, 700, 800 years. The oldest, Methuselah, 968 years. Who can fathom living 9 centuries in one fell swoop? We can't even get to 45. We can't even get to 65. And then now the Social Security kicks in. The scripture says a child shall die at 100. What that means is that even when you reach 100 years of age, you're still considered a child according to the standards of the book. But we're happy if we reach 90 and we say, wow, he's lived a ripe old life. No, we can live far beyond 90. We can live far beyond 120, young, not old, not decrepit. But unless we make the changes in our diet, unless we make the changes in our lifestyle, unless we make the changes in our belief system, because now epigenetics says that you're not bound to get diabetes just because it's in a family. Yeah. No, if you're eating like the person who has diabetes, then you're going to express the same genes in your body that they expressed in their body. So, right. And I know this because I was predisposed to diabetes because my mom was diagnosed in her 50s. So I'm 54 years of age, no signs of diabetes. Why? Because I changed my lifestyle. I detoured from the family tradition. It's tradition that's killing us because we keep doing this thing over and over again. You know, Christmas, Easter, you know, cookouts, all of that stuff. Everything that we're doing every year is catering to our demise. So you got to be willing to make some changes, and you'll have the health that you want.
Okay. Oh my gosh, this is a lot of great information. So I'm hearing you say, because I don't know about everybody on this call, but I know growing up, my family, we had meat on every meal. You know, I mean, you didn't have to eat it, but we had, if it wasn't chicken, it was some kind of beef. We didn't do a whole bunch of pork, but we did do some. And so that was how we got our protein. So that was how we got, and we all felt like we got to have meat to have our protein. So you're saying that, I mean, it sounds like you're saying that how are we going to get our protein then, Dr. Prince, if you're saying meat is not really our best friend? Right. I know meat doesn't digest through the system very well. I heard that most people carry about 4 meals within their gut at a time because they can't digest it very quickly. So my thing is how we're going to get our protein, because we know we got to have our protein. Mm-hmm. How are we going to get our protein if we cannot have our flesh, our meat?
Well, I tell you what, I'll leave you with this last thought, because obviously that's a whole nother conversation that we can set for another date. But here's the thing: we do need protein. We just don't need animal protein. In fact, what people are finding out is that the worst way to get protein is through animal products and animal sources. We have made history by having the worst medical system in the history of human life. And as our children, such as my son, who's vegan, he was born vegan, never gave him any meat. He's 10 years of age now, breastfed him for, was it 2 years? No, we breastfed him for 3 years. Mm-hmm. Breastfed my son for 3 years, gave him, that was his immunization. You know, so there are things that we need to start doing now that when they look back on us and they realize, man, y'all did this. Why were y'all doing this that way? Because we just didn't know. We had no frame of reference. And so we do need protein. But you know what we also need? We need the 9 essential amino acids from the food that we're eating. 9 essential amino acids. The body uses 20, but it needs 9 of them from your food. Believe it or not, a banana has all 9 of those essential amino acids. A banana. Now, I'm not saying go around and just eat bananas all day, but I'm giving you an example. You know, I'm a vegan, so I eat from trees. How long do trees live?
Mm-hmm.
Hundreds of years, right?
Years, yeah.
If you eat from animals, the question is, how long do animals live? They don't live that long.
Mm-mm.
So you are what you eat. And so God said, as the days of a tree, so shall be the days of my people. So he gave us a lifestyle and a diet that was sufficient with the necessary amino acids, the necessary vitamins, the necessary minerals, the necessary enzymes, the necessary probiotics, the necessary hydration, the necessary water, the necessary pH. And when we started consuming animal protein, it became so addictive that we started to move away from our alkaline diet. The reason we were living so long before the flood was because our bodies were more alkaline. And it's been proven that disease cannot survive in an alkaline body, but it thrives in an acidic body. So when meat got on the table, guess what you didn't hear? You didn't hear about people living 600 years, 700 years. You didn't hear about that anymore. In fact, God said, man shall not always strive with me, for he is also flesh, but yet his years shall be 120. He chopped us down from 900 years to 120 years once we started eating animal protein. So anytime we put people on a cleanse, which is an alkaline program, guess what happens? They start to heal. That's the best evidence we can give you. So my best advice, if you're dealing with fibroids, if you're dealing with estrogen dominance, if you're dealing with any degenerative condition, aches, pains, you got to detoxify your body. There is no other way around this. Because if you don't detoxify, guess what's going to happen? Your body is going to throw you into a detoxification, and that may take a lot longer than 3 weeks. But if you control it now, if you do it periodically, incrementally throughout the year, biannually, triannually, guess what you have? You have control over removing the poisons out of your body systematically and gradually. And you got to understand how important gradually is, because if you're doing it gradually, you don't have to worry about the body throwing you into a purification process, because that's not going to be gradual. You're not going to know how to handle that, and you don't know how long that's going to last. It's going to last probably a lot longer than 3 weeks. So get control over your toxic waste elimination. We call it a elimination confrontation. People are afraid of the elimination confrontation because it can be a little uncomfortable, but you got to do it at some point, or it's going to be done to you. Okay.
Oh, wow. Ah, man, you giving me chills over here and some of this stuff. Oh, my goodness. I hated we had trouble getting on because, I mean, he's full of knowledge, you guys. I mean, I love to hear him talk and teach. So this is just a little bit of this estrogen dominance. And, of course, we went on even to other areas, but it's about getting your body clean. When we, because I think about when we had to, we can't drive a car or it's going to function unless we do some cleaning in that car. We're going to make sure that oil is clean. We're going to get those filters changed and all this stuff because we're driving. Now, if we're putting food constantly in our body, what does it
Not changing or
not
cleaning the
make
blood.
sense? Because we got to clean this out.
Yeah.
They said 4 meals we carry around in our body almost daily. I got a picture of somebody that, I'm telling you, they said some of that's been in his body, cut off part of their colon. I don't know why, man or woman. And in this picture, if y'all want to see it, I showed you, but they took it off Facebook because it was pretty disgusting. And they said when they open it up, it's been, and they said some of that waste has been there for over a decade. So it's not about what you're doing today.
Right.
It's what you've done over a lifetime. It's not about, well, I'm doing this now. No. What you've done in a lifetime, because everything is not moving through, And oh my gosh, this was so incredible. But I know as our time is up because it's 9:05. But I want to bring Dr. Prince back again. If he'll come back again at another time,
I will.
We'll have them, and we can maybe get into some, because there's so many things we can talk about getting this body healthy. And people think, and a lot of things I've learned that things can be reversed. We don't think so, but a lot of things can
Right.
be reversed
Yes.
that's going on in our bodies. And I've
Right.
seen you, and I've heard testimonies of people that you work with that have had different things. We don't say we cure, treat, anything, but the testimonies where people saying, I had this and I had that and I did this and my body is reversed. I don't have this anymore. You can't find this on the rest on their X-rays, on their, and but they can't find it. I mean, can't, from different things, guys. I'm telling you, and through elimination, elimination. And it's even a thing about, even when you eliminate, how it's supposed to come out. If it's spitting out or it's not coming out in little pieces, they said that's not even correct. I mean, who knew? I mean, poop would be so.
Right.
It's so.
Well,
But I know we got on this.
I'll definitely be back on. But
Yeah.
I'm gonna shoot over to the class now. But they allowed me to spend some time, because we train coaches.
Right.
Coaches are able to train, do the training for a little while. So it gave me a little bit of time to come on and talk to you guys. So I appreciate you guys. Let me speak
Yes.
to you. If you have any questions, write them down. And then send them to. They can send them to you, and then we
And I
can
can.
answer them. And if
Yeah.
anybody have any health issues, they can go through you, and then I will help you to process and enroll them and get them started. Okay.
Yes. Well, thank you, Dr. Prince. You were amazing. And we will definitely be having him back. I don't know if y'all can do them balloons or whatever. I see balloons sometimes coming up. So, so you guys, thank you for hopping on. And if you go back and you listen to this on a replay, please put on their replay, so we can know that you got this information. Because this information, we need to share it with our family, our friends. If you love them, you tell them about this, because people don't know what they don't know until they know. So again, thank you,
Exactly.
Dr. Prince. You're always amazing. I appreciate you so much. And
All right.
until we meet again, thank you so much. You
All
guys,
right.
thank you so much for hopping
God bless
on.
you all.
All right, thank you so much. Okay, and you guys, thanks for holding on, waiting, because they was waiting for you. They was waiting for Dr. Prince, and this was some valuable information you don't hear every day, you don't see every day, because doctors are telling you it's the food, it's the food. You hear medical doc, it's the food. You want to know why all this is happening? It's the food, it's the food. And something he said about, like I said, they said the heart attacks in less than, I don't know, it's because the universe heard me hear this. Heart disease is going to be our number one killer. They say it's going to override cancer, strokes, and diabetes. They said you could almost combine them in a heart attack. In less than a month, maybe a month and a week or so, 5 heart attacks I've heard about. Five, five heart attacks, all ending in death. One of them was my cousin, 38 years old. They said we will bury our kids. They said, like I said, it's so much. Just so much going on, guys. And people are leaving here prematurely, way too early, way too early, way too early. So I'm sorry we couldn't get the full hour, but I'm so glad he was able to finally get connected on this thing, and so you can at least get what you got. But go back and listen again. Write your questions down. If you have a question, like I said, you can always reach back out to me. We'll connect you with Dr. Prince, or I can get some answers for you. So I appreciate you guys jumping on, and thanks for hanging on. Sometimes technology, or sometimes if you just never done that, you have to kind of figure that thing out. But he made it on, so I'm very happy about that. So I hope you guys have a good evening, and we'll be back next week, and I will announce who's our guest next week. So I'll let you know soon. All right, so thank you guys. Have a good night. Love you guys. Bye now.